What's up, guys? Brady back with another TBC and Enhancement Shaman video. Today, we're going to be going over Enhancement Shaman rotation, talents, and stat priority for TBC Classic. Let's get into it. Okay, starting with rotation. Before going into combat, you're going to want to make sure that you have Water Shield up and both of your weapons imbued with Wind Fury. If you have a fast offhand and doing Flame Tongue, then do that. The three totems you'll have going into combat will be Strength of Earth, Mana Spring, and Wind Fury. Which fire totem you pick depends on the fight and how much mana you have left at the time, and if fire elemental is on or off of cooldown. Starting with Flame Shock, and dropping Grace of Air instantly because you already dropped Wind Fury for your melee, into Storm Strike, and then Earth Shock. Remember to keep totem twisting for your melee. If you need a guide on how to totem twist, I'll put a link for you in the description below. Cycle Flame Shock and Earth Shock. When it's time for you to pop Bloodlust for your raid, you're going to want to pop Blood Fury, your racial, Orc racial, and a trinket if you have it, Haste Potion, and Drums of Battle, along with Bloodlust. Keep cycling Flame Shock and Earth Shock, and Totem Twisting for your melee. When your mana is getting low, remember to use Shamanistic Rage. This is a good combination with either Drums of Battle or Bloodlust, or both, because the more melees you get off, the more mana you're going to receive. It's a very simple rotation once you get it down, just with a little bit of practice. I'll show a short clip of a boss fight in Karzhan in the beta for you guys, just to see how to implement the rotation into a boss fight. Illhoof is a very fun fight for Enhancement Shaman, especially if you have your Fire Elemental totem up. Drop the totems. We lusted off the rip here, so I popped Haste Potion, Blood Fury, and Drums. Pop the Fire Elemental totem because it does AoE fire damage. Make sure you're twisting for your rogues and or melee. And cycling Flame Shock and Earth Shock. If he resists the Flame Shock, just keep Flame Shocking until he doesn't resist it.
Get him out.
Switch to Chains. I kept Flame Shock on Illhoof there, the main boss, just for ticking damage while I killed Chains.
More people on Chains?
Brought back, Flame Shock is gone, so I Flame Shock again, but he resists. There we go. Flame Shock is up now. Into Earth Shock, into Storm Strike. We gotta pick up Killwreck here. Switch targets to Killwreck. Twisting for your melee into Storm Strike. Into Earth Shock.
Yo, can you bring him back towards the imps? Like, I don't know if the seed's gonna hit him from there. I gotta bring him back a little bit.
Changes back up, so switch targets to Chains. I wouldn't Flame Shock the Chains just because they die so fast. Probably just pump out some easy damage with Earth Shock instead. But try to keep Flame Shock on Illhoof while you switch targets to the Chains. As you can see, the Fire Elemental is just doing a lot of damage for me. Totems are falling off, so I'm going to replace totems here soon. While Storm Strike and Shocks are off cooldown, or on cooldown, sorry. Mana Spring, Strength of Earth, and then Wind Fury into Grace of Air. Back into your normal rotation. I see that my cooldowns are back up, so I popped Haste Potion, Blood Fury, Trinket.
Killwreck's up, Killwreck.
We those crits. Maybe just
Killwreck is spawned, but Illhoof is pretty low, so we just stay on Illhoof here.
unlucky Kike mate. No.
And that's that. Okay, for the talent tree, Enhanced Shamans really do have one of the most simple and just easiest talent trees ever. It's pretty baseline. You don't really change it that often or ever, to be honest, throughout the whole expansion. And I don't want to go through every single talent point here. A lot of you guys probably already know what a lot of these do. But yeah, the best thing about the Enhancement Shaman tree is that you get your soft hit cap just through your talents, which is 9%. From Nature's Guidance and Resto, which I'll go into here in a second. And then the dual wield specialization, I think it's called, the bottom left, to the left of dual wield. So yeah, basically as soon as you hit 70, you're going to put your points into this. and pretty much never change it. You'll change it for PvP here and there, but this is a PvE guide. So yeah, I mean, if you're only PvEing, you're not going to be spending much gold on respeccing, which is very, very nice. There is only one little difference here that you can change. I don't prefer it, and it really doesn't even make that big of a change. But instead of putting 2 points into concussion, which is the top right of the elemental tree, which you'll see here in a minute, just for 2% more damage on your shocks, you can put it on the reduced cooldown of Onk, of reincarnation, which, you know, at the end of the day doesn't really do much for you. So I just prefer to put 2 points into concussion. And so yeah, so basically why you go to the resto tree here is that you can totem twist. I mean, that's the biggest reason. Reduced mana cost and wider radius on your totems. If you're in a raid or if you're in a guild that you aren't totem twisting for, which would just be insane. I don't know if that's really going to happen to any Enhanced Shaman. But if you aren't, then you could probably put some more points into the elemental tree. But I'm assuming every Enhanced Shaman that will be watching this video will be totem twisting for their raid at some point. And that is the talent tree. Here's the Enhancement Shaman EP sheet for every phase throughout TBC. Expertise rating, obviously, you can see is massive. That's why I will be going axes for blacksmithing weapons and just trying to just always wear axes whenever I can. So with strength giving you attack power, a lot of people think it's just the same thing, but strength is better. 1 strength is better than 2 attack power, even though they're equivalent in attack power, because strength scales off of Vesica Kings and any other ability or anything that increases your stats. So at the end of the day, you're getting more attack power through strength because of Kings and etc. Agility and crit rating kind of go up and down here and there, and hit gets higher throughout the expansion as well as armor penetration. For most Enhancement Shaman stat priority lists that you probably find online, it has hit at the top. But since you already hit your soft cap with the 9% from your talents, any hit you get after that is really just icing on the cake. It's not something you should strive for, but hit just ends up being on really good pieces anyways. As you can see, the expertise is just crazy good for Enhancement Shamans basically throughout the whole expansion. So expertise followed by strength, which in turn is just attack power, followed by crit and haste. Alright, and that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.